What's going on, everyone? It's Kochyy here, and I have a really nice banner analysis video for you today featuring the Can't For Your Own World Summons Alternate Rebirth, I guess part 1 or volume 1, and this features the long-awaited, long-anticipated novel units. We're starting off with Hikone, and then we have Nellie and Grimmjow in their Beyond Resurrection forms, which is these unique forms that they're getting just for the game. So this banner comes out on the 13th. Oh, sorry, today is the 13th. It comes out on the 16th raid reset, and it goes to, I believe, the 23rd, if I'm not incorrect. But anyway, on this video, we're just going to go over their stats and skills as usual, look at their gameplay, and I'll give you my impressions on them. So starting off, we'll start with Hikone. Hikone is a mind attribute character with Soul Reaper Killer. Their stats are as follows. They're 1076 stamina, 638 attack, 354 defense, 351 focus, and 778 SP. They are a no affiliation and then going on to their more of their kits, they have their special Mark the Funeral. I'm not even gonna say that. Releases, it's like a big hollow or something, or like an Arankar, I'm not really sure. They fire a burst of spiritual pressure that causes immense damage and inflicts weaken. Their soul trait is strong attack recharge 12%, and their skills are bruiser 20%, devastation 40, sprinter +2, paralysis immunity, frenzy, debilitator 5 seconds, and long stride. Long stride, I can't believe they're bringing back long stride, or after, I'll get into that later, but yeah, just looking at their kit, they are a frenzy, strong attack recharge character with Soul Reaper Killer. They have an extra sprinter, so they can do 3 flash steps. They have debilitator 5 seconds. They have weaken on everything in their kits. They're immune to paralysis, and they have long stride, so very fast. And then we just have the raid material here. So for Hikone, the last Mind Soul Reaper Killer we got was Xmas, or I should say just Christmas Yoruichi, who honestly was like kit wise was pretty slow and not very strong. Her SA1 is horrendous, her SA2 is really slow, her SA3 is probably the only redeeming quality about her. Before that we had Christmas Rukia, and then we had Mind Baragan as well as Mind Ukiora. So Hikone is a welcome addition to Mind, the Mind Soul Reaper niche. I never would have thought they would have given her a long stride, honestly. It's a bit bothering to me that the past releases of Yoruichis and Soiphones weren't given this skill, even though they were deserving of it, and that's like unique to them, more or less. But they suddenly stopped, or they suddenly decided to bring it back for Hikone, and I think it's because they know that the skill itself is very strong and how dominant it is in Guild Quest, but they're really trying to make this unit as enticing as possible, so I guess they're kind of, bringing back a really strong skill. Whereas otherwise I wouldn't have ever seen them bring back that skill, because every Yoruichi and Soiphone, they've not gotten it when they rightfully should have, in my opinion. But yeah, regardless, with long stride and sprinter +2, Hikone is going to be pretty much a top tier Guild Quest character, alongside Soiphone and Power Yoruichi, as well as the Halloween Yoruichi. All long stride characters, even past Yoruichi had some time when she was bonus. Like, all long stride characters technically are default top tier for Guild Quest. Depending on their kit and stuff, it varies. Like Zamari has long stride and no one uses him because he's not that great, but for the most part, having long stride and extra sprinter, you're set for Guild Quest. So that's pretty much it for their stats and skills. So let's get on to their gameplay, and we'll have a idea of how their strong attacks play out. So that was their gameplay. We'll just mute it and we'll watch it back. So their special, this is that monster or whatever they described in their in their special description. So the thing pops up and the whole area just gets destroyed pretty much. And then moving on to the rest of their kit, their SA3 is full screen, which is always nice, looks pretty fast as well. Their SA2, it is actually, you might not be able to see it very well from that angle, but from here, if I pause it right there, actually, you just pause it just right. So it's actually a cone-shaped strong attack. It's 800 AoE. Think of it as 1000 Year Blood War Toshiro's SA2. It's basically the same thing. The cone-shaped 800 AoE, and it probably can hit a little bit behind her as well. So this is a very, very nice strong attack to have. I still think Toshiro's SA2 is one of the best in my opinion. And then her SA1 is a dash type strong attack. She does like 2 swings with her weapon, and that monster's kind of hand like comes out as well. It's very reminiscent of Bankai Kenpachi's SA2. The 2 swing, and it's just like this 2 arcs or whatever, and then there's their Nad string. So that's pretty much it for Hikone. I think this unit is really strong. Their kit is very powerful. They have good strong attacks, weaken on everything, a SAR trait, frenzy, and on top of it all, they have very fast movement with extra sprinter and long stride. So honestly, this is one of the better units we've gotten, period, for a frenzy unit. They just basically gave her pretty much her, I don't think Hikone has a defined gender, but they gave Hikone basically everything you'd want. Speed, good strong attack, SAR trait, everything. So very strong unit. Honestly, in my opinion, we'll get into the other units, but honestly, just this one right now is the standout number 1 in the banner. But that's it for now, so we'll move on to the next character. Alright, and the next character we're going to look at is Grimmjow's Beyond Resurrection version, or I guess as they have it listed here, Can't Fear Your Own World version. He is in an Arrancar Espada affiliation. He has Arrancar Killer, and his stats are as follows: 1071 stamina, 641 attack, 358 defense, 353 focus, and 774 SP. Going further into his kit, his special is Pantera Destrucción. Grimmjow rushes forward and attacks with his razor-sharp claws, causing immense damage and inflicting lacerates. His soul trait is strong attack damage 20%. His skills are Bruiser 20%, Devastation 40, Sprinter +1, Frenzy, Debilitator +2 seconds, and Fire immunity. So, with Grimmjow, our last Heart Arrancar killers were like New Year's Rukia, Bond Uryu, Tag Team Izuru, and then Tag Team Renji. We've had more recent releases for Heart Hollow killers with Belief Toshiro and Heart Soul Reaper killer with Past Yoruichi. So a Heart Arrancar killer isn't a bad idea at all. However, I feel like Grimmjow's kit will be lacking. I mean, I already know, but we're gonna get into the gameplay and I'll explain that a bit further. Just pull this up, full screen. So that was Grimmjow's gameplay. We'll just watch it back. So his special, he does, I mean, all of it looks very nice. All these characters look great, honestly. His special there, full screen, inflicts lacerate. And then going over his kit, we have his SA3. So his SA3 is a charged strong attack. Uncharged, it's 700 AoE. And unlike some characters, he does it a bit differently in that he uses it slightly in front of him, so it's not centered around him. It's a bit in front of him, so just something to keep in mind. 700 AoE uncharged, fully charged, it reaches 900 AoE, so under full screen, but again, remember it's in front of him a bit, so it's not centered around him. His SA2 is a 600 AoE attack in front of him as well, very similar to Mind Tsukushima's SA2. And then lastly, his SA1 is a ranged projectile type strong attack with 40% magnification. It's just a ranged projectile, just travels out rather quickly. And then we have his NAD string here. Looks like it pierces. Yeah, pierces and pushes them back a little bit. That's it for his gameplay. So for Grimmjow, you know, a couple things I feel that hold him back. His sad trait with the charge strong attack, I mean, you'll notice like a good deal of damage when you use his kit, but the difference is that you'll also notice the uptime on his strong attacks being longer. His SA1 being a ranged collision projectile with 40% mag, it's similar to Quincy Ichigo and maybe like Mind Ukiura's SA1. Not exactly maybe the same shape, but it's the same type of strong attack basically. Again, as always, I've always said, ranged projectile type strong attacks, they have a tendency of just spreading enemies around and pushing them away, sometimes not killing them. And it's really not a great strong attack to have. His SA2, like I said, 600 AoE attack in front of him, similar to Mind Tsukushima's SA2, can hit a little bit behind him, but not too much. And as someone that has Mind Tsukushima and uses him pretty much every day, it's an alright strong attack too. It's not the worst, it's not the best, it's just like average. His SA3 is a charged strong attack. Like I said, starts at 700 AoE, fully charged at 900, so under full screen. Good for co-ops and wave clearing, but otherwise worse off considering the charge time and the AoE size. Overall, I think Grimmjow could have gotten a much better kit, and I wouldn't say he beats some of the current Heart Arrancar killers, looking at Tag Team Renji specifically. However, he should still be somewhat decent as a ranged unit for that niche, and his unique affiliation killer combination along with Lacerate, which you know, deals dot damage and blocks specials, should be pretty good in Senkaimon when needed. And that's pretty much it for Grimmjow, so we'll move on to the last character. Alright, and the last character we're going to look at is Nellie's Can't For Your Own World version, or Beyond Resurrection version, or Hogaku version, whatever you want to call it. She is a Arrancar affiliation, her killer is Arrancar Killer, she's a power attribute unit, and her stats are as follows. She has 1082 stamina, 762 attack, 383 defense, 346 focus, and 624 SP. Looking further into her kit, her special, Lanza de los Gamuza. Nellie unleashes her high density spiritual pressure from the top of a hill, causing immense damage and inflicting weaken. Her soul trait is strong attack recharge time 12%, and her skills are Bruiser 80%, which is ridiculous, Devastation 30, Sprinter, Berserker 40 seconds, Debilitator +5, as well as Poise. So just going over her kit, they didn't give her Flurry or Frenzy, so she seems like they tried to make a hybrid type unit or a NAD oriented unit that's not with Flurry. It's really interesting. Like I said, she's clearly a NAD unit with high attack, and the 80% bruiser is nuts, but they didn't give her Flurry, I guess because we already recently got a power Flurry Poise unit in Belief Kenpachi, so maybe they didn't want to make the same thing again. Regardless, she seems like a strong NAD unit, and we've never really had a NAD unit for power Arrancar Killer, and her kit seems to be designed to help her with that. So we'll just look at her gameplay, and then we'll talk more about it after. We'll screen this. So that was her kit. We'll just play it back and go over her strong attacks once more. So here's her special. Full screen, obviously. Everything, weaken on everything for her. And then we have her SA3. So her SA3 is a split magnification strong attack. It starts off with a 20% magnification kind of pull at the start, and then the end is 100% magnification explosion at 675 AoE. So it's similar to, think, the new past Jushiro, as well as New Year's Hanataro, or Hanataro. But anyway, that's her SA3. Then her SA2, it is a walking vortex around her, or I guess moving vortex. No, it's a walking vortex because it walks with her. So 25 hit walking vortex, and then her SA1 is a lunge type strong attack. Then we get into her NAD string, which is really interesting. She leaps around, basically around the map, very similar to 1000 Year Blood War Yoruichi's NAD string. However, she does it much faster than her. Overall, I think, like, comparatively to regular units that don't have all these leaping motions, her NAD string is slower, but being faster than 1000 Year Blood War Yoruichi's is always good, because it's actually it's not a bad NAD string in terms of coverage and AoE that it deals when you're using it. So for Nellie, it seems like she'll be a very strong auto character or power attribute. Let me just go back here. It seems like she'll be a very strong auto character for power attribute. Her SA2 and SA3 really remind me of White Zangetsu, who's already a fantastic autoer, especially on a SAR build, and that kind of makes me wonder if the addition of the SAR trait for her, which seems out of place for an ad unit, is the angle the KLab was going for by making her like this. She'll basically be able to have her strong attacks ready very often, dash around the map with using her NAD, killing everything, and all the while having poise so she can't get staggered. It's an interesting take on a NAD unit for sure, and something we haven't had before for power Arankar, like I said. So I really want to see how she performs when she comes out. But other than that, that's pretty much it for now. I'm not really too disappointed or too thrilled with her, but I do like the angle they kind of went with it, and I want to see how she performs. But that's pretty much it. And then, I guess her raid fodder is here, and I forgot to show Grimmjow's raid fodder is also there. Different. Okay, yeah. And then lastly, we have the fillers for this banner. So Tag Team Shuhei, Yukio, or Bond Yukio, Tag Team Toshiro, Lost Agent Soifone, Speed Sile, as well as Tag Team Renji. So not too bad of a filler pool. Some of these units have been repeated in recent banners and fillers, so you might already have some of these units, in which case I'd recommend, not summoning on the double chance. And if you just want a specific unit from this banner, like Hikone or Nell or Grimmjow or whatever you want, then just wait for their individual banner, because that's when you have better odds to get them. 1% chance versus whatever on this banner with more fillers. But that's pretty much it for this banner analysis. Like I said, this banner comes out on the 16th. In my opinion, I think the units themselves are pretty decent. I think Grimmjow could have been better, but Hikone and Nellie are interesting units for sure. And I'll definitely be summoning on this. I don't know if I'll go all in, but with Soifone in the filler pool, I would like a 5 out of 5 Soifone, so we'll have to see when the day comes. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you found it informative and helpful, and maybe helped you decide whether or not you want to summon. Let me know in the comments what you think about these units, and I will talk to you all later.